Is being smooth really the fastest way around a racetrack, or are you better off letting it all hang out? Our members offer several different views on that subject.
If you feel like you're driving to the grocery store, the lap time's going to come and you won't even realize it. You're like, well, I wasn't even trying. But sometimes when you're struggling and you're slow and you're pushing and you're overdriving the car, you're going even slower. And that's when you got to think in your mind, like if you ever feel that, oh, I'm too fast, I'm barely going to make it, I'm almost going to crash, and you just make it through, that is not the fast way, trust me. So you got to back everything up and then slow down a little more, get through the corner, get on the gas, and as the smoothness comes, the speed will come.
Race car drivers are great minimalists, as in putting the least amount of input into a car as possible. You know, your great race car drivers are very slow with their inputs and very, very deliberate and precise.
Yeah, I mean, smooth is fast, but also it looks after the car. And again, it gives you a chance of finishing. You don't want to wear the car out, you don't want to wear the tires out. You know, as I talked about already, the weight of the car makes a big difference over a go-kart. So you've got to look after that, try and look after it. You still push it to the limit. Sometimes you go over and you slide around, but just something to always think about.
The car tends to respond better to slow, deliberate movements rather than fast. If you do anything fast, it unbalances the car. And so yeah, I think, everybody aspires to be smooth.
I completely agree with that from the start of the corner to the middle of the corner. My basic view is smooth on the entry, on the decel, on the turn-in, and getting that car to the apex. You want to keep that platform as smooth as you possibly can. From the time you get on the gas at the apex to the exit, you can be a cowboy for all I care about. You put that gas down, you hold it there, and you do whatever you got to do with the wheel. It doesn't have to be smooth from the middle out, but it's got to be super smooth from the entry to the middle.
Sometimes there's a corner where smooth isn't fast and you really need to just throw it in there and jump over a curb and see what happens. But I think the basic rules you learn from when you're starting go-karts, often you want to be slow in and fast out, and that's usually the quickest way around a racetrack. But there are times where a specific corner calls for something different and you need to be a little bit messy. But I would say a general rule is that smooth is fast.
I think that on the limit is fast. I always am trying to push the limits, and a lot of times that's not smooth. So again, I'm big on pushing it to the limit and predicting what's going to happen. Like I want to know the track so well and know my car so well that when I come off of a corner, like at Long Beach here, off of turn 9, when I roll across the apex and I'm feeding power and I'm sliding to the wall, I know there's a bump coming. I want to be prepared for that. That way, the reaction is not after the bump, it's basically on the bump. I will react. And so, yes, smooth is fast to a point, but also being fast and reactive is, I think, a very good strong point.
There's a couple races last year I drove, like out of control, crazy to stay ahead. I mean, it was sideways, and I knew what I could get away with. Because of my experience, understanding, I knew how hard I could push a tire, how hard I could push the car, how hard I could push the engine, all those pieces. And I could back that up from the checkered flag and know, okay, I could push it that hard for 10 laps and make it the checkered flag and stay ahead. And so, was smooth fast in that race? No, but I won the race.
I think many of us have learned that over the years. It's much easier to slow a fast driver down to be safe and get there. But I keep going back to, you can't win a race unless you finish it. So, being safe is key.